Yes.
Okay. All right. We're here with head coach Chad Martin of the Jordan High Red Jackets. Coach, Jordan is trying to climb back. I think 3 or 4 seasons without a victory. Um, what difference about Jordan football this season?
Um, it's actually 5.5 seasons
Whoa.
without a win. So
Okay.
yeah, it's a little bit longer than that. But I think they've got a little bit of experience. We have a lot of players who have been playing since they were freshmen. These three right here, they're juniors. And we have several people like that on the team actually that have been playing for a while. So there's a lot of experience, even though they haven't been successful. And I think that helps a whole lot. We have some younger guys coming in as well, and we've had some freshmen show up that I think are going to be immediate, be able to contribute immediately. But I think it's just the whole mindset of going out there and taking care of business. We've mentioned before. They kind of brought with them this whole attitude like bring the hammer. It kind of grew out of come out of nowhere. Actually, I wasn't really planning on it, and then Coach Patrick and some of the players, all of a sudden one day they're kind of like, we're bringing the hammer, and they started doing it. They'd break off from lifting weights and get together and do it, and I think it kind of plays in the whole attitude of the team is that we want to get after people and we want to really get at it. They're tired of being looked at as a team that can get pushed around and all that. We want to bring it to other people, and so we want to bring the hammer and do that. And we kind of with that we kind of kept the mantra of our motto is eyes forward, and so we want to bring that attitude. We don't want to look at the past. We don't want to look at the losing streak. We want to take care of what we can control now. We talked a lot yesterday about what you can control and what you can't. You can't. There's a lot of things out of your control, but we got to take care of the things that we can control and respond to the things that happen positively that are out of our control. And so we want to keep eyes forward and just kind of every day taking that approach. So looking forward. Don't listen to the outside noise. Just keep moving forward and getting better.
Saying all that, Coach, returning player. So I asked you this question, Coach. This is your first year here, right?
Yes, sir.
First year. So I'm going to come back to you with one question, but just for the players, one of you guys can answer this question. With all that being said, have the standards inside the program changed from last year to this year?
Absolutely. Last year we were still stuck with the losing mentality. They was worried about what other people were saying, all that. But coming this year, we're not worried about all the outside noise. Like Coach said, we look at eyes forward. We're not worried about what anybody else is doing. We're worried about what we're doing here at Jordan.
So, Coach, back to you. Being that coming from I did a little research on you and finding out that this ain't new to you. What I mean by new to you, this you've been in a program before with you walked into and it was in the same situation this team is. With that being said, and you're more prepared probably than the kids are, how does that help you with getting your staff to buy into this mode that you can change this whole thing around at Jordan High School?
I think the previous experience at Barber County really helped me to hit the ground running here a lot faster. This situation, honestly, is a little bit better than what Barber County was, and so there's a lot of things that I walked into there having to worry about. They were like a total of like 40-something thousand in debt at Barber County when I walked in, and we had to take care of that and other things and all that. But here I didn't have to worry about it. They already had kind of a solid foundation financially and amongst some other things too, because they'd been doing a few things that were putting them on the right track already, and so I was able to walk in, really hit the I got hired late, so we had to hit the ground running, but I was really able to with these guys because they already had a lot of things in place that allowed that, and so it's just kind of what we've done is we've hit the ground running, and I take a lot of the lessons I learned from that previous experience, and I, the mistakes I made, try to correct that here, and things that work, really enforce that here, and keep moving with that.
What for the players that have been here? What are the seniors doing differently?
They're actually stepping up and being leaders now and not worried about the losing mentality anymore. So They stepping up. They making sure everybody does right, doing good in the weight room, taking accountability, all that.
Fans have been waiting for Jordan to get back. Why should they believe that this year is going to be any different?
Because we actually have players who want to be here instead of people quitting on us like we did last year. We got people who want to be here, work hard, want to actually get out this losing drought so we can actually win some, maybe even go to the playoffs.
What one thing, Coach, being your short tenure, what one thing you think this team has to prove?
I think, honestly, I think it's just changing the perception of everybody has of Jordan, and I think that's kind of a school-wide thing there. Our principal talks about building the brand, and that's really kind of what it is, because a lot of people, the reputation the school has gotten, what the school actually is completely different. You walk in Jordan High School, and it's not, the way that a lot of people look at it. It's very structured. It's very, the students are respectful. They're, and they're working hard. And the same with the football team. They're out there working hard every day. They're doing the right things and doing a lot of stuff that, the reputation had kind of gotten, the opposite of that. But it's absolutely, not like that at all. It's a great school.
That's you answered the next question I had, because the next question was, what was the biggest misconception about not only the football team but Jordan High School? Because again, and I'll add this part onto it, it plays into this. I know you said you got hired late. The recruiting, the citywide AD, they've already stated they don't mind coaches recruiting middle school. They just don't want to recruit them once they get into high school. It's gonna give you a chance to. This gives you a chance to say to parents of, I know it's early, the season hadn't even started, but just parents that know, what are you guys offering? What's going to be different at Jordan High School to give the 8th grader that's coming out an opportunity to say, hey, let me go to Jordan High School and help change the whole vibe and all the different things that they got going on in there.
I think, on the school side of it, academically, we're Jordan Vocational High School and College and Career Academy. So a lot of people don't realize that. They still see it as a vocational school. But we have that College and Career Academy as well. And we're also, we lead the district in dual enrollment and things like that. So, yeah, we have the vocational side of things, which is great too, because, not everybody's built for college. But, it gives people a fast track into, things like construction, or, we have a great ROTC program and, things like that. But then we also have that college and career side where we have dual enrollment and geared more toward the people who want to go to college, things like that. And it's very focused and very straightforward. And so the school really operates a lot like a college. And that's what I said when I walked in, because we have different parts of the school. And then when you walk into a college, that's how college is. They have different, schools of this and schools of that. Jordan really represents and models, that exactly, which is way different than most high schools around here. On the athletic side, I think, you're seeing a lot of trending upwards as far as, what coaches are doing and how we work together, even different sports. Coach Barnes, the basketball coach, has been working really closely with us. Some other coaches that aren't necessarily football coaches, they've been stopping in, trying to help, and pitching in a little bit too. And we try to do the same for them. And so there's this whole family togetherness atmosphere at Jordan that is really different than a lot of places that I've been. And I think that's, it helps change that culture as well. And, I think it's what's going to help build the athletic program even more, going forward also, because, everybody's working together and everybody is really looking at that vision and moving forward and changing that perception. So,
Coach, we got a rapid fire for you. Who wins the region?
Who wins? Oh, I would say probably Carver. I think Carver will take it.
Can this team be competitive this year?
I think we'll be very competitive this year. I think we're going to win. Not only we're going to break that losing streak, but we're going to win a few games too. So,
which game worries you the most?
I'd say probably the first game gets close, because it is the first game, and we're putting in a new system. we're doing a lot of new things, and and so we're still everything's still kind of coming together. So that first game, being new to the program, all that's kind of that really is what stays on my mind right now. Is are we going we're going to be prepared enough? How are we going to come out looking, all that, but. So I think naturally that first game, and plus with it being a crosstown rival too, on top of it. So,
Who should everyone know by October?
I think everyone should know. I know these three right here. Definitely they put in a lot of work this summer. So Zach plays quarterback, but he also plays wide receiver. He plays one of our slots. He plays on defense. He's one of the strong safeties. And so he's a little bit of everywhere. Dontrell's a quarterback also, and very solid, and also at safety. And I think they're going to make a huge impact. We have Antonio Webster, running back. He's going to be. We're seeing a lot of really good things out of him. Jeremiah over here. Been getting after people in practice a pretty good bit. We got a few linemen that have been doing the same, and then we got a couple freshmen too. Jamal Mays has been doing really well in the secondary. Been a really good surprise, especially for him being a freshman. Then we got another freshman, DK. He's already made it into like the 2 deep rotation at slot, and playing a little bit of defense as well. And he's going to be a great player in the future, I believe. So,
Describe your team in one word.
One word. Resilient.
Resilient. All right, so now, Coach, I need you to slide to the side until you get in here, because these are for y'all right here, real quick. You can stay in there, Coach, because you're going to look at their faces on these right here. Who is the funniest player on the team?
The funniest?
Funniest player on y'all team?
Oh, I say me. Bro.
Is that who talks the most trash on y'all team?
Zach.
Who wins every conditioning drill?
Probably Antonio.
Antonio, what's last name?
Webster.
Antonio Webster. Which teammate is about to surprise the city this year?
I say me.
We gotta get the people your name.
Oh, Dontrell, right?
Dontrell, right. What one game you've been thinking about since the schedule came out?
Columbus.
Is that everybody? What team would you trust? What teammate would you trust with the game on the line? Who was that? Pass that so we can see.
Deidre.
And the last thing, what one promise you're making to the Jerry Red Jacket fans?
I promise y'all we're going to get y'all this dub this season.
Sounds good. That's what we want to hear. Again, Coach, thank you. We're looking forward to the season. We'll be covering the first game, Jerry versus Columbus. Davis Broadcasting. We'll be all over there. We hopefully get out to the school this year and see a lot of things going on. So again, looking forward to seeing y'all. Thank y'all, and good luck on the season.
Thank you.
I think they're getting ready to take some pictures inside.